Good to see you, Justin. Top 10 defense in the league. I love it. I love it.
Hey, you feel me?
I
Hey,
feel you.
this year was all about building the foundation. So that's what we set out to do, and we're just chasing doing that.
You're smiling. This is the first time in 4 years that you're not playing on conference championship weekend. On one hand, that's a hell of a flex.
Yeah.
But how do you sit with that?
Yeah, you know what? When I signed with, he kind of knew what the situation was. This was going to be a year of building, and we're still so close to making the playoffs too. I mean, defense, I felt like balled all year, and then offense started putting it together towards the end of the year and really laid a strong foundation. But once I swallowed the pill that, hey, we're not in the playoffs this year, in some ways, it's actually nice to have a couple of extra weeks off. We've been playing 6 extra weeks of football each week, and I love every bit of it.
Yeah.
But once you accept the reality that we're out of it, it's like, okay, well, got a little extra free time on our hands.
I think it would hurt. It would hurt if the Chiefs were in it.
Yes and no.
No?
Yes and no. I mean, I don't have any envy toward any of those guys at the foundation or the organization or anything like that. I still cheer those guys on. Those are my boys, Stafford players.
Of course.
So, it hurt me to see Patrick go down the way that he did and then to have the season that they did.
Yeah, let's talk about you. We'll get to Patrick and all of that. By the way, all this time you've got some picking up some new hobbies. Tell me about you moonlighting as an NBA photographer for the Pelicans.
Listen, this is like Pokemon. I'm trying to capture them all.
Tell me
it's
about
like
this.
I got the whole Photoshop, I got the whole photography thing, the videography thing. You guys know I do chess. You guys know I golf. So I like to keep myself busy. I like a little bit of a Renaissance man. I like to try a little bit of everything. So it was a fun thing.
Are you a good golfer?
I'm pretty decent. I'm like an 8. I've shot.
I don't think I've ever asked an NFL player if they're a good golfer and heard I am. I think you might be the first player to say he's a good golfer. I'm terrible.
I said an 8. An 8 is decent.
You said
8.
Decent
I'm not winning
than
any tournaments, but I'm competitive though.
Got to get you in the pro.
ACC this year, I just want to be playing in
there.
the afternoon on the last day.
Sure. I don't even know what that means. Okay, I do know about football. Let's take a look. Let's start with these final 4 teams. You've got a lot of connections, my friend, to them. Jared Stidham, you faced him back in 2022. He started for the Raiders.
Yeah, I actually got a good story about Jared because he tried to. When he was committed to Texas Tech, he was trying so hard. We were the same class in high school. He was trying so hard to get me to commit to Texas Tech. And then he flips the Baylor. It was like, bro, you spent months trying to wine and dine me to come to Texas Tech with you, and then you flip the Baylor.
What does being wined and dined by Stidham look like?
Just text messages, bro messages or whatever. I love him. That's my dude. I think we're at the opening together, too. But just all those text messages, and then he had his flip, and then I ended up making the decision to go to Stanford. So it's kind of funny.
I didn't know you two were that close. I love that. So tell me about him, because I was just talking to Coach Bruce Arians. The world feels more excited that he's starting because of his athleticism. Even that game back in 2022, he had 50 rushing yards against you. He can create with his legs, all of this. Looking at this game, give me the Justin Reid breakdown of Stidham and why he won't have success.
Yeah, I also agree with Coach Arians that I don't think it'll be as much of a drop-off as people initially think that it is. I think that Jared is solid. He's just a consistent player. And I think that, he can make the throws. He can be smart. He can make, plays when you need him to. And he'll manage the game well. He'll take care of the ball. And he'll have he'll need a little bit of help, but that Broncos defense is going to be fire. Despite all of that, though, I disagree with Coach in that I'm still going to take the Patriots winning this one in Denver. Even though the Broncos are on fire and their defense is the better defense, in my opinion, I just think that Mike Vrabel finds a way.
I feel like Denver, the idea of Denver, I have Julian and Gronk who've lost at the hands of Mile High. Say it's such a difficult place. I myself find it to be underrated as a tough place to go and get a win. You're 2-1 there. You have experience there. What's the lore of Mile High to you? Is it not that great? Because they keep being underdogs there. What role does Mile High play this weekend?
Yeah, I mean that's they live, eat, and breathe football. Over there, the environment is electric. It's crazy. They come out. It doesn't matter what the weather is. They want it colder. That altitude is a real thing. I've had some teammates that literally can't play the game because they had sickle cell trait or whatever. They literally are not allowed to play the game because that altitude really makes a difference. But it's an electric atmosphere to go play on, and one of the better stadiums in the league as a player to go out and play on the field in.
Drake May and the Pats, they have to deal with Surtain and company. How could Drake's experience playing Houston's defense help him for this matchup? And like, what do I need to know from your eyes in this one, as you think he'll have success?
Yeah, I mean, going against those cats that they had in the secondary in Houston and being able to come away there, it's not going to be any easier with Hufanga and Pat Surtain, and then
Benito.
them dogs that they have up front. But you know, I think more than anything, it's just not trying to force the ball. Like, take what the defense gives you, stay in control of the game, manage the clock. Don't try and turn this into, you know, what used to be Pac-12 football, where you're trying to throw the ball all over the field, you know, 100 times a game. Like, take control of the game, take your time, run the clock, and then, you know, make that big play when it opens itself up to you.
He got sacked 5 times, fumbled 4 times against Houston.
Yeah.
Not great. But you faced Drake week 6. He made some nice throws on that one.
Yeah, he did. Especially that first quarter.
Yeah. What doesn't get enough attention? Is it his arm? I mean, BA was just going off about his arm.
Yeah, you know what? He's just like, he makes the plays, he makes the routine plays look routine. Like, it's not like Patrick Mahomes, I'm diving sideways and slide arm slinging it, you know what I mean? But they're going to run the ball, they're going to pound the rock, they're going to open up the play action, and when it's time to throw that deep ball, he throws a pretty ball. He makes it easy on his wide receiver to go back and get it. He'll create just enough space, buying time in the pocket to make the throw. Like, I like the kid a lot. He has that prototypical stature with his build, a little bit bigger than what you think he'd be. I think that he's a very solid quarterback, and we're playing a long time.
A very solid quarterback. I can't believe you think the Patriots are going to win. That's wild to me. You played against.
Hey, let's not bring back all those guys that voted on Houston all at once, and then you saw what happened there.
I did in fact see that. You've let me see your connection to Rams Seattle. You've played Stafford. You've played against him 3 times in your career.
Yeah, dog.
Yeah. Killer.
We talked about him doing that no-look throw the whole week, and it was like, yo, like, this guy, you don't try and jump the route. Like, literally, if your spot is here, just stay there. And then he still hit us with one on like a 3rd and 14 or something.
And you don't know like, there's no tell there on the no-look, like when it's coming, and like, how does that feel to be on the other end of that? That must just suck.
Yeah, it does. It's honestly deflating. Like, when that play happens, and it's especially a 3rd and long play, and it's like, this is our opportunity to get off the field, swing momentum, and then he does something like that, and you're kind of like, dang, well, we knew he could do it, and you kind of just got to take it on the chin and keep playing. But it is a slightly deflating feeling when that happens, because it's like, yo, like, we got to find a way to stop this guy, get the ball out or something.
I mean, he does give DBs a chance, especially lately. I feel like he's thrown a couple more interceptions. Is there any, like, tell? Like, is there any way to bait him into making that kind of a throw?
Yeah, you know, sometimes when he's ready, like, I wouldn't say he predetermines it, but he has this guy, and I feel like sometimes he wants to take a shot downfield. And when he has that feeling that, okay, I want to take the shot downfield, sometimes he was like, I'm just going to throw it. Like, he gives his guys a chance, like Davante or Kobe Parkinson or whatever. He feels like he wants to give him a 50-50 ball. He'll take that chance. But, you know, sometimes 50-50, that 50-50 goes the other way. You know, so, you know, it's a big risk, big reward type of thing. And you just got to, you know, stay deep, stay on top. My biggest thing is, like, try and force him to be patient, because eventually he's going to take that deep shot regardless.
And do you, like, feel that is what you're saying? You feel like you know when he's going to try to do that?
Yeah, like, when we played him this past year, like, I saw that there was Davante in the slot. I saw that our disguise on this particular play wasn't great. He knew that he had me and Davante one-on-one in the slot, and I was like, this just feels like it's going to be a slot fade. Like, it just feels like it's going to be that. So I backed up.
Yeah.
And even though I backed up and I had leverage on top, he still threw it. He ended up overthrowing the both of us. I actually had a chance on that ball. But, you know, it's just like, you kind of, if you're paying attention, you can feel it a little bit. But at the end of the day, even if you know it's coming, you still got to stop it.
100%.
You know what I mean? You can know it's coming. You still got to stop it, though.
And then, like, I was looking at your game against them. You were like 50-50. You hung out with Puka. You hung out with Adams. What's like, who's more dangerous, you think? Even if you just look at this matchup against Seattle. Which one of those two? Because people want to say, Puka, he's more athletic, he's more explosive, he's younger, but like Davante's a dog.
No, he is. He is. Davante is one of my top 3 all-time players, personally. I would say if you're in the red zone, Davante, 100%. I would just double team him, honestly. Just double team, because you're not going to, don't leave a corner one-on-one.
Cannot do that.
When you can do the slant, don't do it. You know, and if you're in the field, then Puka won it, because they do all these insert plays where he lines up and he releases inside of the tackle through the line of scrimmage, and then he runs a center route or dig route. Or if you're in the field, anything past the 25-yard line, all my attention's on Puka. Once you get inside of the 25-yard line, that flips to Davante.
How big of a home field advantage does Seattle have?
I mean, it should be 12th man. I actually went to my brother's rookie year when he was with the 49ers. They played Seattle in the NFC Championship game. I was at that game in the stadium in Seattle, and it was insane. It was such a fun place, such a fun environment to be in. And I think that Seattle, because my bet's honestly on the Rams to win it.
Really?
But I think that Seattle can pull it off, and I think that them being in their whole stadium is going to help them.
It helps them maybe more than Denver's helps Denver. Just the experience of Stafford. There's like so much experience on Seattle's side. I wonder, like.
Exactly. You want to be in your home stadium. You want to be in your, being in LA would be a different environment. You want everything to be as comfortable as possible.
Do you think that like people overblow experience in this? Like obviously Sean has it.
No.
Matt has it. Davante has playoff experience. No, you don't think so?
Experience is the playoffs is where experience actually shows up. You know, the regular season.
Tell me exactly. Everyone says that, but then it's like, I don't know. Like
Stidham
could go wreck shop. So explain this to me. In this game, where will I see experience matter? Where will it show up?
Yeah, I mean, guys' heart rates, like just the routine plays, like even plays that you've done 100 times during the regular season. Like guys are like, okay, I can, let my breath out. Like, hey, we'll go to the next one. But during the playoffs, guys without experience, their heart rate speeds up. You know what I mean? They have that nervous energy, and that nervous energy does 2 things. One, it drains you faster, so you get tired faster. You hit the 4th quarter and you're tired. You're not as cool, calm, and collected, managing your energy throughout the game. And then secondly, you just have more mental mistakes. Like if you ever did a deep dive on a lot of the playoff games, there is so many mistakes that happen. Like more than regular season games, there's a lot more mistakes that usually happen in playoff games because you have a bunch of young guys. This is their first time doing it. Maybe they're trying to make a play. Maybe they're trying to do something extra and it ends up creating, a hole or a deficit or whatever. So experience comes in and just keeping everybody calm, confident, make the routine plays routine, and just execute at a high level. You don't have those little errors that, maybe a quarterback is juiced up and he just throws it too hard. You know what I mean? You keep the balls soft and catchable, receivers are sure-handed, all those little things.
I'm sure you enjoyed, on some level, just being a defensive guy, seeing these turnovers by Josh Allen. Just like a great thing. That sad story for him, but great story for the defense.
Yeah.
And then within this, the next day, the conversation is he's the best quarterback. He's the greatest quarterback, all these things. And I'm like, Patrick, where? And that's kind of where my head went as far as like that, what do you think? This debate over, it's not even a debate. People aren't even bringing Patrick up. Who deserves that crown right now?
Best quarterback in the league? Between Josh and Patrick?
No, just in general. Who is the best? All things considered, the way I look at it, I can just tell you, is my goal is to win a Super Bowl. Who do I trust to win a Super Bowl?
My opinion, it would have been Bo Nix, honestly. Pre Bo Nix going down. Just
what
because,
about?
I like Bo Nix. I love Josh. I love Josh, and he's just a prototypical. But Bo with Sean Payton, they just, I don't know. He's young. He's made a ton of mistakes, but I thought that he had a super high ceiling.
No, I need more. You're gonna take. You think Bo Nix?
Well, let's take a fact. Let's take a look at the biggest prototypical big dogs that we have, right? So Patrick, it was a down year for the Chiefs.
That doesn't mean he's not the best quarterback.
That does not mean he's not the best quarterback, right? But, the execution level, are we talking just like, because there's always this conversation, do you tie quarterback play to production and team wins, or you tie quarterback play purely to how that quarterback did? You know what I mean? Because to me, they're related. Like, how the team performs as a whole is related. You can be the best quarterback. Patrick, when we're playing together, like, before I got to Kansas City, he was able to sling the ball out. They're throwing for 500 yards a game, et cetera, et cetera. And then the years that we won the Super Bowl, he actually had to take down his quarterback play. He was like, okay, I'm just going to play a little bit more technical time management. We have a good defense that's playing. And we were winning games, by 2 points, 1 point, 24 to 20, you know what I mean? Whatever. So he has that ceiling, the capability. If you're talking about who I think has the highest ceiling.
Put Patrick in there.
Who has the highest ceiling? Patrick Mahomes, bar none. Patrick Mahomes, bar none. Highest ceiling, highest
I feel like
level.
Here's your first take audition. Stephen A., call my friend Justin, and he will hot take it for you. And I love Bo. I'm a huge Bo supporter. But that's a little wild. I love that. Listen, congrats on a great season. This defense was top 10, and that's my friend. Insert Justin Reid there, all the work that you did. Incredible year building on it, which I love. I hear from the Saints and their fans. They're so embracing of you and amazing. And by the way, if you love Justin, there's the J. Reid Indeed Foundation hosting its annual Coding for the Culture event. It is Friday, February 6th at your alma mater, Stanford. You should invite me. I want to come. Thank you, Justin. Enjoy the off season. I better see you.
Yeah, absolutely. You're welcome to pull up there.